Hey guys, sorry I was late for that transition. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, audio sounds good. I'm still looking like a hobo. That's okay. Still babysitting upstate, so you know. And today is Saturday, but I missed a few days earlier this week, so I'm making them up today. And also, everyone should be like inside because of like coronavirus and all that stuff. So hopefully people are not out on this Saturday night and they're staying in listening to some etiquette streams. Let's see who we have in here. Okay, not much going on in the chat right now. Got 20 people in here. We have Spellbound Bear. That's great. Mr. Snickers. Hey, what's up? Sits back to etiquette class. That's right. And Matt Plastic said that, have you heard the news about Genesis Sprier P. Orridge dying? No, I did not. I'm not too familiar with who he is, but Matt Plastic says that it wasn't a surprise after his long battle with cancer, but a loss to the music and the arts. But he lost to music and the arts. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that with us, because, you know, I'm all about arts and culture. That's what I do. Culture. Few of you may know that inside joke. I'm just making fun of everyone using the word culture all the time, a million times. Everything's culture. Culture. William P. is in here. Great. Nice to see you. And Jay just got up from his nap like a child or an old person. Great. cool. I actually took a nap today too. All right, so today we have etiquette, and we've been going through the Emily Post etiquette, which was published in 1922. And Emily Post is the leading author on etiquette in America. And yeah, just some copyright-free material to use. And let's go over what we have here. So top of the screen here with this neon green color little thing happening here. This is my goal for the week. So shit, I didn't even hit 50% of my goal. The end of my goal was today. Didn't even hit 50%. Damn, we're at 42.5%. Maybe if you can help me get that a little bit higher today, that would be great. You can help do that by the other neon stuff, streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV. Thank you. And today we are going through words. Well, okay, the title of the video is One's Position in the Community. So that's what we're going to go through. There's a lot of that, and I think that's a really interesting title. One's Position in the Community. I think that's something really important that we need to be talking about. We do a lot of bitching and complaining. We do a lot of criticizing and stuff, but a lot of these kinds of concepts about your position in community and what you are supposed to offer the world, not just complain about, is really important. So that's some fun stuff to talk about. And then before we do that, really what the next chapter is words, phrases, and pronunciation. But there's only like a few things to go over with that, and then we're going to go into this. So just like little preface of words, phrases, and pronunciation. So we have phrases avoided in good society. Phrases to avoid in good society. Now, yeah, I get it. Free speech. You're allowed to say whatever you want to say, and that's what's great about America. And this is something that I talk about with Jack, and he like really questions me sometimes about the free speech stuff, because it's like when I'm in the UK, I am surprised that they don't have free speech because I'm so used to it. So there are times where I say things and it's just like, shush, you're going to get in trouble. You can't say that. I'm like, what do you mean I'm going to get in trouble? People may not like it, but what do you mean I'm going to get in trouble? It's like, no, you get arrested here. And then like being not from the country, you don't want to get arrested. So it's kind of like, damn, we definitely have free speech. And then he questions it here. He's like, but can you really just go around saying that? I'm like, yeah, you'd probably like, can, but people may not like it, but I don't think you get a serious police officer to take that seriously. But anyway, yes, free speech is great and all, but that doesn't mean we should, as high society or someone that's wants to be an elevated human being, and that's what we talk about. Not only art helps elevate humans, we're elevated through art and culture, and also that's what the process of alchemy is about, which is some of the streams you do, which is perfecting yourself over and over again and trying to become the best you can be. And I think that's also what's happening here with etiquette. It's more about trying to learn how to be better, like yourself. Like, how can you improve yourself more and more? And I think that's like really an important refined thing, and that's what faith is about too. Faith is about doing rituals, having discipline. They always talk about discipline with faith. So it's not about like the left just going out and like doing whatever you want to do because you can, because it's a free country. It's also good to have discipline and refinement. And I think that's what makes us better human beings. We have the choice. Like, I don't want to make it illegal to not have good etiquette, but having the choice of refining yourself is, I think, something really important that we should value. Let me just catch up with what's going on right now. We have 30 people in here. Okay, so we have Dan in here. Hey, what's up? Optimus is in here and gave, what is that? What's A? Is that Australian? I thought Australian would be AU. What's A? $2 A. Hi, Martina. Hope you're staying safe with what's happening. Thanks. Nice to see you in here, lady. I think you're a lady. I've seen you in here before. Yeah, I'm staying safe. I'm just upstate in the country watching my niece, so chilling, streaming. Pretty safe. Thank you for that. I think I have to sneeze. Oh my god. I'm like in between a sneeze right now. Oh, I wish it came out. Yes, I'm in Freedom Land again. I'm back. It's Australian, but not a lady. My avatar is Ava Green. Oh, okay, very nice. No, nation state. We just got in here. You just started. It's okay. You can even rewind a little bit back if you want to catch up. You know, the beginning of the streams are always a little bit crazy. Dan said, exactly, it's about refinement. And yeah, exactly. That's what it's about. We want to perfect ourselves and become better versions of ourselves more and more and more. That's what like all my streams are about. Alchemy, that's what alchemy is about. So etiquette is a fun way to do that. So what else do we have today? Phrases to avoid in good society. Pronunciation. Ooh, I'm going to need help with that one. How to cultivate an agreeable speech. I love the way that this book talks sometimes. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, by the way, I don't know if any of you guys remember, but when I opened the Emily Post book today, it's an ebook, so I put it online, and it automatically goes to the page you left off. And I didn't leave off here, but I think maybe I was reading it to Jack or something, but it opened up to the door slammer. Remember the door slammer? He was so great. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. Let's go through this. Here we are. Okay, words, phrases, and pronunciation. Phrases avoided in good society. It is difficult to explain why well-bred people avoid certain words and expressions that are admitted by etymology and grammar. So it must be merely stated that they have and undoubtedly always will avoid them. Moreover, this choice of expression is not set forth in any printed guide or book on English, though it is followed in all literature. To liken best society to best society to a fraternity with the avoidance of certain seemingly unimportant words as the sign of recognition, it is not a fantastic smile. People of the fashionable world invariably use certain expressions and instinctively avoid others. Therefore, when a stranger uses an avoided one, he proclaims that he does not belong. Wait, hold on. What's happening here? Hold on. People of the fashionable world invariably use certain expressions and instinctively avoid others. Therefore, when a stranger uses an avoided one, he proclaims that he does not belong, exactly as a pretended Freemason proclaims himself an outsider by giving the wrong grip or whatever it is by which brother Masons recognize one another. Okay, so it's like, don't be fake, right? That's what they're saying. So it's exactly as a pretended Freemason proclaims himself an outsider by giving the wrong grip. Okay, right. So what they're saying is that, like, when you do use an avoided thing, it kind of outs you as not being part of best society, you know, right? Because if someone that's pretending to be a Freemason uses the wrong grip, everyone's like, people of position are people of position the world over, and by their speech are most readily known. Appearance, on the other hand, often passes muster. A showgirl, love that. A showgirl may be lovely to look at as she stands in seemingly unstudied position and in perfect clothes, but let her say, "My God," or "Wouldn't that jar you?" And where is her loveliness then? Okay, so yeah, even a showgirl, you're all dolled up, can look lovely in that position, but once she opens her mouth and just kind of like really abrasive and unladylike, she's not as lovely anymore. And yet, and this is difficult This is the difficult part of the subject to make clear. The most vulgar slang, like the quoted above, is scarcely worse than the attempted elegance which those unused to good society imagine to be the evidence of cultivation. So just as terrible it is to just be like really, just loud and obnoxious and ghastly, it's also just as vulgar to pretend to be like this snooty, uppity, high society person, of what you like imagine that would be. People who say, I come and I seen it and I done it, prove by their lack of grammar that they have little education in their youth. I come, I seen it, I done it. Yikes. Yeah, I don't think I would say any of that. I done it. Ooh. I seen it. Jay, I seen it. Let me ask you a question, because I seen it. I seen it. Byronic said, the 1 to 10 scale goes up to 9 because when a woman opens her mouth, she automatically goes down a point. I found a Freemason grip accidentally once when I realized a Freemason was performing a secret handshake. True story. Wow, that's amazing, Snowball. I sound like Cardi B. Let me ask you a question, because I seen it. Okay, let's go back. Where's the book? Okay. God. They prove that they are uneducated. Unfortunately, but they may at the same time be brilliant, exceptional characters, loved by everyone who knows them because they are what they seem and nothing else. But the caricature lady with the comic picture society manner who says, pardon me, and talks of retiring and residing and desiring and being acquainted with and attending, this is this and that with her escort, and curls her little finger over the handle of her teacup and parates of culture. Culture does not belong to best society and never will. So those pretentious folk that try, quote, lady, with the comic picture of society manner who says, pardon me. And remember when we learn in the first chapter, it's not pardon me, it's I beg your pardon. You're begging their pardon. You're not saying, pardon me. That's wrong. You don't say it. Pardon me is wrong. And talks of retiring, residing, desiring, be acquainted with, because we had talked about that too, the whole let me acquaint you with whatever. That's not how you introduce. The introductions are in other videos. An escort is never really the proper thing. I'm not talking about a hooker. I'm just talking about you don't really go around unless you're single having an escort to an event. And what is it? Prates of culture. So those people, remember the culture, constantly talk about culture, which I do. I'm all about art and culture. But anyway, the point is that these people that are trying to be pretentious and stuff when they're among best society, like, often show that they're really not best society. They're like being really pretentious, and it's obvious. So that's not what good etiquette is about. So I hate when people confuse that. The offense of pretentiousness is committed oftener, perhaps by women than by men, who are usually more natural and direct. Ouch, Emily Post. Ouch. That's true. Men are a little bit more natural and direct, and women tend to want to be a little break and pretentious. But, ooh, you know who does act fake? Emily Post. think things have changed since 1922, possibly, because there's a lot of fake ass dudes that want to be pretentious. Particularly a lot of gays tend to do that, but I'm not going to say any names in the scene, in any political right-wing scene, but we got a lot of fake ass dudes in politics, in like the e-celeb circles. Jay. Okay. A genuine, sincere, kindly American man or woman can go anywhere and be welcomed by everyone, provided, of course, that he is a man of ability and intellect. One finds him all over the world, neither aping the manners of others nor treading on the sensibilities of those less fortunate than himself. I love that. I'm going to say it again. A genuine, sincere, kindly American man or woman can go anywhere and be welcomed by anyone, provided, of course, that he is a man of ability and intellect. One finds him all over the world, neither aping the manners of others nor treading on the sensibilities of those less fortunate than himself. Occasionally, too, there appears in best society a provincial in whose conversation is perceptible. The influence of much reading of the Bible. Such are seldom, if ever, stilted or pompous or long-worded, but are invariably distinguished for the simplicity and dignity of their English. There is no better way to cultivate taste in words than by constantly reading the best English. That's true. The better to get at grammar and things like that is by reading. To be a better writer, you read more. None of the words and expressions which are taboo in good society will be found in this book of provided literary standing, but it must not be forgotten that there can be a vast difference between literary standing and popularity, and that many of the bestsellers have no literary merit whatsoever. It's true. That's true. Difference between popularity and literary standard is a really good point, actually. Really good point. What do we have here? Oh, we have a subscriber. Welcome, welcome. But, yeah. Hold on 1 second, sorry. Sorry, hold on, I'm just looking at something. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Alright, sorry. Sometimes I have shit to do. My bad. Okay, where are we? Oh, yeah, this really good point that popularity is different than literary standard. I mean, as a writer, I think some people can appreciate that. I'm not, but if you are a writer, I think you can probably appreciate that there is a difference between bestsellers, popularity, and a good literary standard. To be able to separate best English from, and I think that kind of goes with a lot of things. Just because someone's popular doesn't mean the quality is good. You know what I mean? So, I'm sick of celebrity worship. I'm not even talking about the left. I'm talking about the right, too. We got some e-celeb worship going on, and it has been going on for the past few years. So, just because it's popular doesn't mean make it good. Okay? Anyway, to be able to separate best English from merely good English needs a long process of special education, but to recognize bad English, one needs merely skim through a page of a book, and if a single expression in the left-hand column following can be found unless purposely quoted in illustration of vulgarity, it is quite certain that the author neither writes best English nor belongs to best society. Okay, ready, guys? Never say, in our residence we retire early or arise. Correct form, at our house we go to bed early or get up. Okay, so this is an example you'll notice that, like, people's idea, like they say, what was it, the comic picture, like in their head, what they think best society is and being like etiquette and being posh is. And so they'll try to speak super posh when it's actually really pretentious and not necessary, which is why they were quoting before the whole pardon me and retiring and residing. So in our residence, we retire early, we arise early. Like, shut the fuck up. Just say, at our home, we go to bed early. That's all you need to say. Or get up early. I desire to purchase. I should like to buy. I should like to buy sounds quite lovely. I'm fine with that. Make you acquainted with. The proper form is, see the introduction, which would be the whole, remember the inflection. Mrs. Wordley, Mr. Sterling. Pardon me, it's I beg your pardon or excuse me or simply sorry. Lovely food. Oh, I would say lovely food. I would say that. Good food. Elegant home. I would say elegant home. Not gonna lie. I would say elegant home. Beautiful house or place. A stylish dresser. Oh my God, people say that all the time. She dresses well or she wears lovely clothes. How come she can wear lovely clothes but they can't have lovely food? Charmed, pleased to meet you. All you gotta say is, how do you do? How do you do? Attend is not really the correct form. I want to say went to. I trust I am not trespassing. Oh my God, who says that? I hope I am not in the way unless trespassing on private property is actually meant. Oh my God, I love that. I hope I am not in the way unless trespassing on private property is actually meant. I love that. Sandra, you're speaking Croatian to me. Exquisite. I love that Byronic. I'm bougie. But why? I rise in the morning. I love that. Okay, let's go back to this. It's kind of funny. Attend, went to, I trust I'm not trespassing. Request, when they mean ask. So don't be too pretentious, guys. Used only in the third person informal when in written invitation. So yeah, okay. So you only say request when you are requesting their RSVP or requesting their no, you please RSVP, or like you're requesting their attendance to an event or a party. That's when you request for sure. Will you accord me permission? Will you let me, or may I? You don't want to say, permit me to assist you. You want to say, let me help you. You don't want to say brainy. You want to say brilliant, or in the UK, what they would say is clever. And actually, they say brilliant too. No. They say brilliant when they mean like good idea and clever. Yeah. I presume. Oh my God. I suppose. Presume? That would be like a different meaning than I suppose. I presume. I suppose. I guess. Yeah. Jay, we used to say brainy. Brainy was a thing to call someone smart, okay? It used to be a thing. That's right, Byronic. That's right. Moral of the story is don't use $10 words when a 50-cent word will do. Thanks, Sandra, for holding down the Croatian people. She's saying, so, my dear Croats, no rude words and only in English. Thank you. I request you pardon my presumed brilliant rising. Oh, I love that. That's so funny. I love it. I love it. Okay, what else? Tendered him a banquet. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to use this. I have to say tendered him a banquet. Gave him a dinner. Jack, I tendered Jack a banquet. Oh my god. I have to send that. I tendered him. Is it Croats or Croatians? Yeah, same thing. Croats works. I'm rising in the petri-dish of society. Hold on, I have to tell Jack about tendering him a banquet. Hold on. I have to message him that. Tendered him a banquet. I'm sorry, I can't get it over that. I tendered Jack a banquet. Stephen 4X. Oh my god. Stephen 4X. Wait, whose story was that about the toe? Whose toe? Okay. Okay, so in one of the etiquette streams, we were talking about the theater and like trying to squeeze through people. And someone Dan told us a story about how he was in the movie theater and he felt something touching him in the arm. And it was someone's fucking toe. Oh, so Stephen 4X. What? Would you be so good as to ask this good gentleman to remove his toe from my personage? Oh my god. I'm crying. Like, it's so funny. Would you be so good as to ask this good gentleman to remove his toe from my personage? Dan, you should have said that. Fuck, that's so funny. Okay. Oh my god, I see more funny shit. Shit. Okay, I tendered him a banquet. Converse. Talk. Shit, I'm just gonna say all the wrong ones. Shit. I just want to say all the wrong ones from this point on in my life because it's just so funny. Sometimes I do this too, is that like I take on little like sayings and like mannerisms that are a joke. Like it's like a meme. I'm doing it in irony, but then it just becomes so ingrained of a joke that it becomes real. So that's the thing about irony, is that like at what point does it become irony or real? Oh my god, it's so funny. Stephen 4X. You're always helping me out. You're so great. Thank you. Thank you.
Hash free the toe.
I'm sorry, that toe. Dan, I'm sorry about that toe. It's so fucking funny. What he said hashtag free the toe. Everything is irony. Thank you, good sir, but I must politely decline your toe. Did the GIF play? Oh, I'll play the GIF again, or I'll try to get stuff to play. I'm sorry, I don't know why did it not play. Maybe it's covered by other things. What do you want?
Can I make the video?
Yeah, when I'm done, or maybe when I go on a break, you can just like give some shout outs real quick because I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom at some point.
Okay.
Like really soon. I have to pee.
Sorry about the game thing, but my Nintendo Switch has died, so
Oh, your Nintendo Switch died. Are you charging it?
I'm going to. Just put it on there.
Mila, I'm in the middle of the stream. And you're not prepared to go on camera. Look at you. You gotta brush your hair.
I can't.
Well, attempt to look presentable. Do you want to go put something cute on?
Sure. Why do I always have to look cute in these videos?
You don't. Oh, I didn't ask you to look cute at any point at all, ever, except just now.
No, you have always done it. Every time when I came in.
Kids.
No one can fit her dress.
Okay, we have more. Okay, converse, talk. Partook of liquid refreshment. Had something to drink. I want to say all of these. Partook of liquid refreshment. Perform ablutions. Guys, this is what we have to do with coronavirus. Everyone must perform ablutions. This is how I'm going to say it from now on. Instead of wash, we are performing ablutions. Something is afoot here. What is the meaning of ablution? Morning ablution is generic term for washing, toothbrushing, showering, bathing, toenail cutting, shaving, hair washing, nose hair clipping, and the usual body functions. I've never heard of that. Ablutions. A-B-L-U-T-I-O-N-S. Ablutions. But apparently it's very pretentious.
How do I look?
Oh my God, Mila.
I'm hiding my hair like you said.
I didn't say hide your hair. I said brush your hair and put like a different shirt on or a sweater on. No, Mila, no, I'm serious. Go. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Sorry. No booger picking. Okay. A song entitled called proper if used in legal sense. Okay. I will ascertain. I will find out. Wow. I definitely have heard a lot of people say I will ascertain for I will find out. Yeah, that I have heard that. Residence or mansion. House or big house. Okay. Really? Can't call something a residence or a mansion? What if it really is a mansion? And I mean, what if it's like an apartment? So it's their residence. In the home. In someone's house or at home. Phone, photo, auto. Oh my God, we're not allowed to say phone, photo, or auto. It's telephone, photograph, and automobile, guys. Okay? Let's stop with the abbreviations. Okay, I don't know what they're talking about here. Can you guys read this? Tinabulary summons, meaning bell, and bovine continuation, meaning cow's tail, are more amusing than offensive, but they illustrate the theory of bad style that is pretentious. As examples of the very worst offenses that can be committed, the following are offered. Okay, As examples of the very worst offenses that can be committed, the following are offered. Pray, accept my hands for the flattering ovation you have tendered me. Yes, says the preposterous bride, I am the recipient of many admired and highly prized gifts. Will you permit me to recall myself to you? Oh my God. Will you permit me to recall myself to you? I don't even understand what they are asking with that. Mila, what was that?
I don't know.
Speaking of bridesmaids as petty servitors, like servants, dispensing hospitality, asking anyone to step this way. Huh. Saying step this way is or, okay, I guess maybe being bossy and pushing them around. Many other expressions are provincial, and one who seeks purity of speech should, if possible, avoid them. But as offenses, they are minor. Okay, so these are minor offenses. You should try to avoid them, but whatever. Reckon, guess, calculate, or figure, meaning think. Okay, so if you're trying to just say think and you're saying like figure or reckon or guess or calculate. Allow, meaning agree. Folks, meaning family. Yeah, Jack says folks. He calls his parents folks. Cute, meaning pretty or winsome. Aw, I say cute. Well, I declare. Pawn my word. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm like, pawn my word. What is okay? I declare, pawn my word.
Does that mean I declare war? Does that mean that? Are we back in the war of World War One? Oh, let me hide.
She's obsessed with World War I right now. Box party, meaning sitting in a box at the theater. Visiting with, meaning talking to. All right. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what Comet would do.
Yeah, you're gonna give Rainbow a shout out?
2.
Okay. Almost time for you, Mila. Hold on. There are certain words which have been singled out and misused by the undiscriminating until their value is destroyed. Oh my God. That happens all the time. And that happens in right-wing Twitter all the time. Is that a certain word is singled out and is misused by the undiscriminating until their value is destroyed. Long ago, elegant was turned from a word denoting the essence of refinement and beauty into gaudy trumpery. Refined is on the verge. Ooh, this was in 1922. But the pariah of the language is culture. Oh my God, guys. Are you ready for culture time? Are you ready for culture time?
I'm a Zoomer.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a Zoomer or an alpha.
I want to be an alpha.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were an alpha, but it depends on the time. We'll figure it out later, Mila. I'm talking about etiquette right now.
I want to be an alpha so I can
Okay, so a word. Okay, but are we ready for this to talk about culture and all these people on the right talking about culture war, culture this, culture that, culture. So it says, but the pariah of the language is culture, a word rarely used by those who truly possess it, but so constantly misused by those who understand nothing of its meaning that it is becoming a synonym for vulgarity and imitation. To speak of the proper use of a finger bowl or the ability to introduce two people without a blunder as being evidence of culture of the highest degree is precisely as though evidence of highest education were claimed for whoever can do sums in addition and read words of one syllable. Culture, in its true meaning, is widest possible education plus especial refinement and taste. Oh my God, let's stop for a second and rework that. Okay, so Emily Post is saying that most of the time people that use the word culture all the time rarely possess it and often misuse it, and that most people think culture is just simply the most basic things, And that is not what culture is about. It's not about these little trifles of our society. What it is being truly educated on culture. Its true meaning is widest possible education plus a special refinement. I love that. I love that. I'm gonna steal that. Hold on.
But who cares about history and stuff?
This isn't history, Mila. And who cares about it? People in my stream.
I thought everyone was me.
The fact that slang is apt, the fact that slang is apt and forceful makes its use irresistibly tempting. Coarse or profane slang is beside the mark, but Fiverr, they had Fiverr back then? No, I'm kidding. Flivver, taxi, and movies, deadly, meaning dull, fleeting, feeling fit, feeling blue, grafter, a fake, grouch, hunch, and righto. Oh my God, Jack says righto. Are typical of words that it will make our spoken language stilted to exclude. All colloquial expressions are little foxes that spoil the grapes of perfect diction. Okay, excuse me. All colloquial expressions are little foxes that spoil the grapes of perfect diction, but they are very little foxes. It is the false elegance of stupid pretentiousness that is an annihilating blight which destroys root and vine. In the choice of words, we can hardly find a better guide than the lines of Alexander Pope. Well, I mean, that's really interesting. I mean, Emily Post quite often talks a lot about pretentiousness, and often the biggest folly of etiquette is the pretentiousness, the fake etiquette, and that's most of what she criticizes. It's not so much middle class, lower class, like uneducated as a bad thing, but when she says uneducated, she means like, you know, culturally, there's the word culture again. You know, anyway, yeah, so pretentiousness is the worst, but also what this point of was with these little colloquialisms is that we do often kind of take little quips and sayings and things and kind of ruin our language by doing that. And that is something that I've noticed, especially on Twitter. We tend to kind of just have words and quips and things, whether it's simp or boomer, this or that or whatever have you, that the current colloquialism is I do realize that they're not real words, and you kind of sound like a spurg if you don't understand the context of that and you're just looking at someone for what it is. You look kind of retarded.
Words make you look like sound like a weirdo.
Righto, I do say that.
I need to read the chat. Where's my friend Rainbow?
Oh my God, the Chronicles of Killzone said you look like a white Nicki Minaj. I totally do. I say that all the time. I definitely do.
Tina, when are you going to have a child?
Mila!
I spoke too much.
That's rude. I'm an elder. I'm an adult. I told you, you can't go on stream right now. And you're lingering around me, interrupting my work. Shaming me. Shaming me for not having any kids yet.
Hey, you want to have kids? I want another cousin. I'll have to take her sister.
We should give way to a little bit of evolution language, though. That's true. It's true. Yeah, Zoomer, Coomer, yeah, all that stuff. Sandra, she is Croatian. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so let's see the choice words of Pope Alexander that she has. I'm not too much of a fan of the current Pope, but let's see what Pope Alexander's saying here. In words as fashions, okay, in words as fashions, the same rule will hold. Alike fantastic, if too new or old, be not the first by whom the new are tried, nor yet the last to lay the old aside. Aw, cute. It's hard to read because of the way it's structured. I don't know why that happened, but it's okay. Okay, so pronunciations. Traits of pronunciation which are typical of whole sections of the country or accents inherited from European parents must not be confused with crude pronunciations that have their origin in illiteracy. I mean, it's interesting that she knows all this. Not only is she quoting the Pope, but she clearly here referenced people from European parent backgrounds, which is the foundation of America. So I get into fights sometimes about saying that America is a European nation. And I mean, it's like, this shows you like an inside example of like in 1922, this lady was fairly, I think, liberal because she worked, Emily Post, I think her husband was actually a drunk bum and she got divorced, which is very taboo. Could you imagine? Like 20s, teens. And she was kind of like the working woman, a little bit modern, and updated some of these etiquette things to be a little bit more progressive at times. But ultimately, this is still super conservative for today. So it's interesting, and she's very positive about faith and Christianity and the Pope, and even just plainly talking about how the country has European ancestors and stuff. But anyway, I will call you when it's your time.
Just do.
Go and shoot. Yeah, I know, but I'm working, so you can't do that here. A gentleman of Irish blood may have a brogue as rich as plum cake, or another's accent be soft Southern or flat New England or rolling Western. And to each of these, the utterance of the others may sound too flat, too soft, too harsh, too refined, or drawled, or clipped short, but not cultivated. To a New York ear, which ought to be fairly unbiased since the New York accent is a composite of all accents, English women chirrup and twitter. Oh my God, there's the word Twitter in a book from 1922. That's so crazy. I know it's a real word. I get it. But anyway, to a New York ear, which ought to be fairly unbiased since New York accent is a composite of all accents, English women chirrup and twitter, but the beautifully modulated, clear, clipped enunciation of a cultivated Englishman, one who can move his jaws and not swallow his words whole, comes as near to perfection in English as the diction of the Comédie Francis comes to perfection in French. I don't know what that is. Comedy. Oh, like, is this comedy? Comedy. It's like a French comedy? I don't know. See what you guys are saying. Ooh. Oh, fuck, Google 2 gave $10. Thanks. It's always like the same guys, man. I always feel so terrible. I really hope...
Is Pinky out too pretentious?
Is Pinky out too pretentious? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I think Emily Post would be like, calm the pinky down, but it's hard not to do when you pick up something. I don't think you use the pinky, so it's like automatically hanging, but I think it's pretentious to be like... But we'll get there. Emily Post will get there. So we started out with just introductions and on the street and saying hello and interacting, and we're gonna work our way into everything. I mean, how to host a party, how to eat, how to, do everything, how to write an invite, how to do everything. So it's all gonna be in there. The Boston accent is very crisp in its places, suggestive of the best English, but the vowels are so curiously flattened that the speech has a saltless effect. There is no rhyming word as flat as the way they say heart. I can't do the Boston accent. I'm trying. Heart, they say hot. I can't, with the way that they're spelling it too. I can't do it. And bone and coat. Okay, so they say ba, ka, hot. Oh, is that what it is? Hot. Yeah, so heart, hot. Ka, ba. Gotta park the car at the bar. That's how they say it. Then south, there's too much salt, rather too much sugar. Everyone's mouth seems full of it, with I turned into ah, and every staccato a drawl. And every staccato, you know what a staccato is in music, if you know what a staccato is. It's a really bloop, really short strike. Staccato. But yeah, and every staccato is a drawl. It's a wouldn't be a retard. It would be one of those things in music. The symbol would be like a dot, and then there's like a half a circle around it. That's what it would be in music. It means a drawl. But the voices are full of sweetness and music unknown north of the Potomac. Mila, you're really distracting me. Can you read that book in your room, please? I will call you when it's your turn. I have said this about 5 times already. So if I have to say it another time, no more Mila stream. Like, it's not happening at all, ever again. I will call you. God, I gotta parent sometimes. What are you guys talking about? The melting pot, concerted effort to destroy America, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Sandra, good night. Bye, nice seeing you. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for moderating the Croats in here and understanding little Mila a little bit. Good night. Mila, say good night to Sandra.
Good night, Sandra.
Okay. What do we have here? The Pennsylvania burr is perhaps the mother of the Western one. It is strong enough to have mothered all the R's in the world. I don't know anything about Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's... Oh, Mr. Schnickers. Thanks so much. I don't know if the robot's going to say it, but I'll say it. Okay, he said, charmed to meet a brainy lady like yourself. I will ascertain more on etiquette. Am I doing it right? Perfect. Love it. God, this is like so backwards because like I honestly want to do all the wrong words. It's so good. That toe though, I can't with that toe. It's insane. Okay. I'm gonna get it here. Pennsylvania's how and cow, or for how and cow. I don't know. And me for my is quite as bad as the water. Did they just say thought? And thought of the West. Guys, I swear to God, hold on, let me get rid of this. Why is this happening? Remove highlight. Look at this. We got thought and Twitter. We got thought and Twitter in a book from 1922. And Jack? Is Jack in here? I have something to say to Jack about this etiquette right now. Let me get Jack's attention. Okay. What? Jack, come. Are you watching stream? If you think of your sentence as a plate of food, don't leave any baked on leftovers on the plate or it'll turn people off. That's true. Okay. Anyway. Guys are talking about American demographics now. And it's cool. It's all part of the conversation. Whatever. But we got Twitter and thought. I'm trying to understand why they said this. Philadelphia's rolling R's. As bad as the water and thought of the West. New York is supposed to say yay and what? Omerga? And puddin'? I don't know what they're saying. Yeah, probably 5%. If it does, but the whole... they're talking about some accents. I don't get this accent at all. I don't know any other accent other than my accent. Sorry. And a little British. I guess the Southern... I understand what a Southern accent is. Yeah, the drawl. Oh, and California. It's like... Oh my God. Like, girls that, like, live in California, they have, like, an upswing when they talk, and they also really draw things out. And unfortunately, I hear this kind of conversation in the subway in New York, and it's so annoying. And I'm like, bitch, where are you from? Please go back. Do a British accent, Amelia. I can't do a British accent, but I understand it. The only British accent I can do is, yeah, you're right. That's my chav accent. Yeah, you're right. Hey, you're right. That's not like a proper, like, posh British accent. That's like chavvy accent. Okay, so in Best New York Society, there's perhaps a generally accepted pronunciation which seems chiefly an elimination of the accents of other sections. Probably that it is what all people think of their own pronunciation, or do they not know whether... Hold on, I can see you guys chatting it up in here. Your chav is combined with a Southern accent. I can't. I know. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Okay, let me try. Oop, shit. Okay. In Best New York Society, there's perhaps a generally accepted pronunciation which seems chiefly an elimination of the accents of other sections. Probably that is what all people think of their own pronunciation, or do they not know whether their inflection is right or wrong? Nothing should be simpler to determine. If they pronounce according to a standard dictionary, they are correct. If they don't, they have an accent or are ignorant. Ooh! It is for them to determine which. Oh, shit. Okay. First of all, there's a few things I want to chime in here. I got really distracted by the Twitter and the thought that I forgot to point out the thing that I wanted to point out to Jack, which was something that they say in the north of England a lot, and I'm always telling him that it really annoys me, and then he cannot say it, and it is not allowed, and it's not proper, and our children, I'm going to, not allowed to say it. But she mentions here what this whole, the whole thought conversation is, using me for my. So they'll say like me sweater instead of my sweater. No! See, Emily Post says no, no, no. As a writer, no. It's not me sweater, it's my sweater. Anyway, so going back down here, this is really harsh. She says nothing should be simply determined. If they pronounce according to a standard dictionary, so, a dictionary has it sounded out. If you pronounce things a way that it says to in the dictionary, you should be good. Even if you have some sort of like accent to it, but like you're sounding it out the way they should. But if you don't, I guess no accent. If they don't, they have an accent or are ignorant, and it is for them to determine which. So, bitch, is that an accent or are you just ignorant? Such differences as between saying wash or wash, advertisement or advertisement are of small importance. Okay, so the emphasis on which part. Jack and I go back and forth about that too. Because what does he say? He says hash browns. And I say, no, Jack, it's hash browns. And he's like, it's hash browns. I was like, no, it's hash browns. We always go back and forth about that. Saying me instead of my is a Cockney thing. Have you not seen My Fair Lady? I have. I love My Fair Lady. In fact, I made Jack watch it last year. I made him watch it. It's it's hashish browns. Me God. Ooh. I'm going home for me tea. I hate that, Steve. Yeah, Jack says like things like that a little funny too. I know. I love Audrey too, Luke. Okay, but no one who makes the least the least pretense of being a person of education says "kep" for kept, gentleman or gempom or lady, Laudville or Italian. Okay, basically axe. Don't say axe for ask. It's ask. It's not axe. Okay, why is this flickering? Do you guys see it flicker? It's really annoying. Things as such, if you concur. How to cultivate an agreeable speech. I love that. I love the concept of agreeableness, agreeable speech. First of all, remember that while affectation is odious, crudeness must be overcome. A low voice is always pleasing, not whispering or murmured, but low in pitch. Really good point. Really, really good point. A low voice is always pleasing, not whispering or murmured, but low in pitch. That's why a lot of women tend to get really high, and that's really irritating, especially to men, I think. Do not talk at the top of your head nor at the bottom of your lungs. Do not slur whole sentences together. On the other hand, do not pronounce as though each syllable were a separate tongue and lip exercise. Okay. Okay. Etiquette in coronavirus time is, love the ladies, to buy toilet paper before you. I love that. I got to ask you something. Okay. As a nation, we do not talk so much too fast as too loud. Tens of thousands twang and slur and shout and burr. Many of us drawl, and many of us, others of us, race tongues and breathe at full speed. I'm a New Yorker. I'm more of the fast-paced one. But, as already said, the speed of our speech does not matter so much. Pitch of voice matters very much, and so does pronunciation. Enunciation is not so essential except to one who speaks in public. Enunciation means the articulation of whatever you have to say distinctly and clearly. Pronunciation is the proper sounding of consonants, vowels, and accentuation of each syllable. Huh. This is really interesting, actually. Because I remembered, like, 10 years ago when I was in China, talking to other people that were came on this trip with me, and I was saying something, and I was mocking someone about their pronunciation, and they were mocking me, and they were like, it's enunciation, and I was like, it is? Oh. Okay. But now I'm reading over 10 years later, I was talking about pronunciation. Sounding out the consonants and vowels and stuff like that. They were saying that pronunciation wasn't a real word. Bastards. They were making me feel stupid, and I was right all along. Pronunciation is a thing. Thanks, Tim. I really do appreciate that. I've been on YouTube for a while. I don't really tend to get a lot of viewers for some reason. I don't know. I did do DLive, but I only get 4 viewers on there at a time. I did attempt actually today to do a multi-stream attempt and put in the stream key for Restream. And every time I do it lately, it's not working. I have to maybe look at my Restream and see what my YouTube connection is to it, because it doesn't stream on the YouTube, and that's my main source. So I just gave up and just put in the stream key for just YouTube, which is what I've been doing the past few months. But before that, I was multi-streaming. I don't know what happened, but it wasn't picking up the stream key for the multi-streaming. Okay, where are we here? We're talking about... Oh, Tim, thank you so much. Oh, wow, I didn't know you could do graphics like that. That's crazy. Cool. Oh. It's kind of crazy because sorry. I don't have coronavirus, I swear. Just from smoking or something. Damn it. I should have named this stream about the pronunciation and stuff. I might just change it now, because it's over an hour and we've been working on this, and then the one's position in the community chapter is really long. I thought we were just gonna fly through this chapter, but this shit was kind of funny. But anyway, let's continue for now. Thank you so much, Tim. It really, really means a lot. I can't really survive without you guys, so it really helps. Okay, so there's... Sorry. I swear I'm not getting coronavirus. I haven't left the house, and God knows when. I just gotta stop smoking. Don't tell anyone. There is no better way to cultivate a perfect pronunciation. Pronunciation, I was right the whole time. Apart from association with cultivated people. There's no better way to cultivate perfect pronunciation apart from association with cultivated people. I love that. Then by getting a small pronouncing dictionary of words in ordinary use and reading it word by word, marking and studying any that you use frequently and mispronounce. When you know them, then read any book at random slowly aloud to yourself, very carefully pronouncing each word. The consciousness of this exercise may make you stilted in conversation at first, but by the sense or impulse to speak correctly, but by and by the sense or impulse to speak correctly will come. That's what I'm betting on doing all this stuff, reading out loud. It's terrible, but the more I do it, I suppose the better and better I will get at reading out loud, which I should be used to because I used to read a teleprompter, and for a few years, past few years, I've been reading off a teleprompter, and I hate reading out loud, but I guess it's getting better. I don't know. The different books read differently too, so it gets difficult. This is a method that has been followed by many men handicapped in youth through lack of education who have become prominent in public life, and by many women who likewise, handicapped by circumstances, have not only made possible a credible position for themselves, but have then given their children the inestimable advantage of learning their mother tongue correctly at their mother's knee. So yeah, no, I love that. It's absolutely true. Many people that were not fortunate growing up by having necessarily gone to college, especially in this time. Nowadays, everyone goes to college. Technically, they go to university. But back in this time, not everyone was granted that opportunity, which made it more valuable. But those that weren't able to get education, they educated themselves and how they did it, and learn how to speak better and learn how to function in higher society and find positions of power and be able to mingle among these people through their own self-mastery, which was pick up a book and just reading and reading and reading. You don't know a word, stop, look it up, go in the dictionary, read the definition of it, read how to pronounce it. Nowadays we have Google and it'll pronounce it right then and there for you. Learn the pronunciations. I mean, that's how you learn, and that's what we need to be doing. That's what's important about these types of streams. This is what's important about stopping complaining and pushing forward on things to improve ourselves. It's super important. I love my college. Where did you go? I went to 3 colleges. I've been to Dutchess Community College in the Hudson Valley. I've been to SUNY Cobleskill. It's a state school upstate. And I've been to NYU, New York University. More prestigious university. Yeah. Where'd the book go? I keep losing the book. Oh, okay. We're at the next chapter. So I should go for my bathroom break. That's what I should do, but I hate that I lose you guys on a bathroom break. And now we have 29 people in here. So stick around. Okay. There's some pretty stuff. Those of you, what was it, Stephen Forex, I think gave a super chat and he didn't get his gift. There should be some visuals and things in here, and will be really fun. Just chill, enjoy the commercial. We'll be chilling. And I'll be back in a few minutes, okay? And we will go over one's position in the community. And I think this is some really, really interesting stuff. Let's see how much we can go through. I don't know. I don't want to split this up between 2 streams, so it kind of sucks. Let's see how much we can get through. All right, maybe we can just get through this. It doesn't look that long. Okay, let's do it. All right, commercial. See you guys in a few minutes.
Every morning I wake up and open palm slam a VHS into the slot. It is Chronicles of Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick. Every morning I wake up and open palm slam a VHS into the slot. It is Chronicles of Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick. And right then and there I start doing the moves alongside with the main character, Riddick. And right then and there I start doing the moves alongside with the main character, Riddick. I do every move and I do every move hard. Making whooshing sounds when I slam down some necro bastards, or even when I mess up technique. Not many can say they escaped the galaxy's most dangerous prison.
I can.
Sorry about that. They didn't hear us.
Oh.
Because I had the mic off. Sorry about that. I have Amelia here. She's been dying to get on screen. So I think you guys can hear me now.
I thought you could hear me.
Yeah, I think they can hear us now. Okay, so she wants to give some shout outs.
First is Rainbow.
Okay, Rainbolt's in here. Yeah, he's in here.
Alright, Rainbow, you get a shout out.
She loves Rainbolt. Okay, you see who else is in here?
Oh. Nope, he doesn't get a shout out. No. Steven Perez, you have a shout out, but Jay Wilson will not get one today.
Speak clearly and enunciate.
Okay. Steven 4X, you will be getting a shout out too. Actually, Jay Wilson, you can get a shout out, I guess. Shout out to you. Me.
Okay, shout out. Someone said, who is this kid? Who are you?
I am Mila. Did you never be in this chat before? When I was
I
here?
don't think so. The person that asked that has not been in this chat. So this is Mila. Who are you?
I am Mila, my Lady Alchemy's niece.
Lady Alchemy's niece. Yeah. You call me Lady Alchemy in public.
Well, sometimes I just call you Tina. But okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, there's a few other people looking for a shout out, but we also have people that gave super chats.
Luke Jason, sure, you can get a shout out.
Luke Johnson.
Luke Johnson, you can get a shout out.
Okay. And then we have Optimus that gave us
Optimus
two-
Prime.
yeah. Gave us $2 Australian. Cool.
How much does that mean in the...
I don't know. Someone has to do a conversion.
Well, I hope it's not cents like the other one was. Let me do two.
And-
$20. You'll both get shout outs, but
And who's that? Who gave $20?
Tim Peter,
Yeah, Tim Peltier. Yeah,
Tim Peltier, I will give you a shout out too. And Optimus, you get a shout out too. But why don't you have the profile of Optimus Prime?
He has a profile of Ava Gardner, I think you said. Ava Green? Ava Gardner? Someone.
I don't even know
Luke
who-
Johnson said thank you so much for the shout out. Bryonic, remember him?
Yes.
He asked, Mila should tell us what she knows about World War One.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, well, I just read a book that... Wait, can I show you a book my dad got that has 827 pages?
okay. Don't knock over the wires, careful.
And yes, Bionic, you get a shout out too. Me. Everyone gets a shout out.
Everyone gets a shout out.
And the
Okay.
haters, they don't.
And the haters don't. Ava Green, the actress. Oh, okay. All right, she's going to show you guys something, and then we'll get back to one's position in the community.
And the people that are trying to destroy Lady Alchemy's life.
Yeah.
Well, here's the book of...
Okay, this is what?
The book of World War I and World War II. It doesn't say, but my dad said it was. And my mom said it was because she got it from the library.
This is the book you're sharing them?
Well, that's
It
from my
says,
dad. It's a
what
gift.
if? Eminent historians imagine what might have been. Okay.
If World War I never happened to this.
Okay.
But also, it mostly, like half, like the first half are about...
No, it says, what if Pontius Pilate hadn't ordered Jesus Christ's crucifixion? Abraham Lincoln didn't abolish slavery. A Confederate aide hadn't accidentally lost General Robert E. Lee's plans for invading the North. What if the Allied invasion of D-Day had failed? What if Pope Pius the 12th had spoken out against the Holocaust? What if the Mongols had succeeded in conquering Europe? Both fascinating and frightening, the collected What If offers in-depth reflection on the monumental events of the past and amazing speculation as to what the world might be like if things had gone differently in a singular moment in time.
Ooh. My dad and my mom said it was about war stuff.
Yeah, there's war stuff in there, for sure. For sure.
Just not about it.
Argo's catalog, Stephen. Yeah. Okay, thanks for that. Cool.
My book now.
Okay, can you let me finish up my stream and you can come in for the final shout outs at the end?
Can I stay in?
No, but I want to read stuff. Okay. Just give me a little time. Go play your game. I think you're, what is that called? Switch?
Nintendo Switch, but you can go out Switch for sure.
Okay, yeah. So the Nintendo Switch, I think it's charged a little.
It dies pretty fast though. But okay. I'm watching King Julian in my bedroom, but I muted it.
Okay. Jay said later, Mila, and Steven said, Mila, that book will keep you busy for about 2 years.
Yeah, I'm definitely not reading that. Bye. And thank you.
Okay, back to the etiquette. Mila, I'll call you when it's time, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you guys ready? So we have, we reached 60% today. Jeez, this hair is a mess. What is going on here? We have reached 60%. Thank you guys so much. That's a lot better. At least we hit the 50% mark. Need to get 100% by today, but it's okay. I'll just tack on for next week. But, okay. Let's get back to it. What happened? What did I just do? Oh my God. I just did something to this book thing. How do I go back to the way it was before? Oh my God. How do I show the 2 pages again? Oh my God. Sorry, I gotta get the book up again. I don't know how. I'm so terrible with technology. I don't know what I just did to that. Okay, that's good. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. The choice. First of all, it is necessary to decide what one's personal idea of position is, whether this word suggests merely a social one, comprising a larger or an exclusive acquaintance and leadership in social gaiety. Mila, can you get this cat? It's okay. Just this cat is doing some things. Can you just get him out?
He loves this climbing.
I know. I gotta move that box. Maybe bring the box into your room. He'll want to play with it. Yeah. Oh my God, Mila. That is the fattest cat.
How am I supposed to hold it? Stop moving.
Oh my God. Thank you, and just close your door. Okay. First of all, it isn't necessary to decide what one's personal idea of position is, whether this word suggests merely a social one, comprising a large or an exclusive acquaintance and leadership in social gaiety, or position established upon the foundation of communal consequence, which may or may not include great social gaiety. In other words, you who are establishing yourself, either as a young husband or a stranger, would you, if you could, have your wish granted by a genie, choose to have the populace look upon you askance and in awe because of your wealth and elegance? Or would you wish to be loved not as a power conferring favors which belong really to the first picture, but as a fellow being with an understanding heart? The granting of either wish is not a bit beyond the possibilities of anyone. It is merely a question of depositing securities of value in the bank of life. Wow, this is some good shit. I like that. I like that. Oh, hey, Ivory Goats. What's up? Okay, I have to fix this hair. Something is happening with this hair. Sorry. You're going to partake in another alcoholic beverage, Stephen Forex? Spoken very eloquently. Spoken well. I think Emily Post would rather me say, spoken well. Okay, so what is this bank of life that she's talking about with this wish of like whatever it is in this social standing that it is that you want? You need to have value in the bank of life. So what is this bank of life? Life, whether social or business, is a bank in which you deposit certain funds of character, intellect, and heart, or other funds of egotism, hard-heartedness, or hard-headedness, and unconcern, or deposit nothing. And the bank honors your deposit and no more. In other words, you can draw nothing out but what you have put in. If your community is to give you admiration and honor, it is merely necessary to be admirable and honorable. This is something that we need to understand a little bit more. Is about being honorable. It is about being admirable. You know, you have to have that from within if that's what you want to receive. The more you put in, the more you will be paid out. It is too trite to put on paper, but it is astonishing, isn't it? How many people who are depositing nothing, whatever, expect to be paid in admiration and respect. So people that put in nothing into their bank of being honorable or admirable, but they expect it in return. CD is asking, what book is this from? It is from the Emily Post book. Emily Post is the leading author on etiquette. This book was published in 1922. So just Google Emily Post. It's from the Gutenberg Press. It's free online. It's copyright free. It's fantastic. I usually have links. Maybe I'll send you a link right now if you'd like. Let me just get this link for you. Etiquette. There you go. There's the link for the book. William Mansfield said, Martina, what do you think? Everybody wants to be appreciated. Appreciation is the currency of life's bank. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. I think that's pretty much what we're dealing with is everyone wants adoration and respect, but no one really gives it. It's unfortunate because I think I give it a lot and I don't get any back. But, you know. Okay, where are we? A man of real high position is always a great citizen first and above all. Okay, a man of really high position is always a great citizen first and above all. Otherwise, he is a hollow puppet, whether he is a millionaire or has scarcely a dime to bless himself with. In the same way, a woman's social position that is built on sham, vanity, and selfishness is like one of the buildings at the exposition, effective at first sight, but bound when slightly weather-beaten to show stucco and glue. It would be very presumptuous to attempt to tell any man how to acquire the highest position in his community, especially as the answer is written in his heart, his intellect, his altruistic sympathy, and his ardent civic pride. A subject, however, that is not so serious or overawing and which can perhaps have direction written for it is the lesser ambition of acquiring a social position. Okay. Taking or acquiring a social position. A bride whose family or family-in-law has social position has merely to take that which is hers by inheritance. But a stranger who comes to live in a new place, or one who has always lived in a community, but unknowingly to society, have both to acquire a standing of their own. For example, the bride of good family. The bride of good family need to do nothing on her own initiative. After her marriage, when she settles down in her own house or apartment, everyone who is asked to her wedding, breakfast, or reception, and even many who were only bidden to the church, call on her. She keeps their cards, enters them in a visiting or ordinary alphabetically indexed blank book, and within 2 weeks she returns each one of their calls. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do as well, but, my marriage was not typical. As it is etiquette for everyone when calling for the first time on a bride to ask if she is in, the bride in returning her first calls should do likewise. As a matter of fact, a bride assumes the intimate visiting list of both her own and her husband's families, whether they call on her or not. By and by, if she gives a general tea or ball, she can invite whom among them she wants to. She should not, however, ask any mere acquaintance of her family to her house until they have first invited her and her husband to theirs. But if she would like to invite intimate friends of her own or her husband's or her family, there is no valid reason why she should not do so. So basically, the family and stuff, close, intimate people of the bride are welcome to see the bride and ask to see the bride. Strangers don't really see the bride, but family can always do that. Usually when a bride and groom return from their wedding trip, all their personal friends and those of their respective parents give parties for them. And from being seen at one's house, they are invited to another. If they go nowhere, they do not lose position, but they are apt to be overlooked until people remember them by seeing them. But it is not at all necessary for young people to entertain in order to be asked out a great deal. They need merely be attractive and have engaging manners to be as popular as heart could wish. But they must make it a point to be considerate of everyone and never fail to take the trouble to go up with a smiling "how do you do" to every older lady that has been courteous enough to invite them to her house. That is not toadying. It is being merely polite. To go up and gush is a very different manner, and go up and gush over a prominent hostess who has never invited them to her house is toadying and of a very cheap variety. Damn, just called them cheap. A really well-bred person is as charming as possible to all. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. But effusive to none. Okay? And shows no difference in manner either to high or the lowly when they are of equal formal acquaintance. That's totally what I do too. When I'm at a party or any event or anything, I speak to everyone, whether it is the person serving my food or Trump himself or any or other important person at this event. I treat everyone friendly and smile. And that's what people are supposed to do. But I definitely know people in the political circles that if you are of no importance, they go, and they don't give a shit. But if they find out that you're someone in the media or someone important or a politician, it's all, oh, hi, doing the whole toadying of a very cheap variety when they weren't even invited or know who they are. Totally. Okay, the bride who is a stranger. The bride who is a stranger, but whose husband is well known in the town to which he brings her, is in much the same position as the bride noted above, in that her husband's friends call on her. She returns their visits, and many of them invite her to their house. Mila, can you please close the door? But it then devolves upon her to make herself liked. Otherwise, she will find herself in a community of many acquaintances but no friends. The best ingredients for likableness are a happy expression of countenance, an unaffected manner, and a sympathetic attitude. If she is so fortunate as to possess these attributes, her path will have roses enough. But a young woman with an affected pose and bad or conceited manners will find plenty of thorns. Equally unsuccessful is she with a chip on her shoulder who, coming from New York, for instance, to live in Bright Meadows, insist upon dragging New York skyscrapers into every comparison with Bright Meadows' new 6-story building. She might better pack her trunks and go back to where she came from, nor should the bride from Bright Meadows who was married in New York flaunt Bright Meadows' standards or customs and tell Mrs. Worldly that she does not approve of a lady's smoking. Maybe she doesn't, and she may be quite right, and she should not under the circumstances smoke herself, but she should not make a display of intolerance, or she, too, had better take the first train back, since she is likely to find New York very, very lonely. Yeah, I agree with that. There's something about people that are just kind of like, oh, I was trying to smoke. Oh, you should do this, and this is what you should do, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but you do realize you're being just as improper and rude by, like, being obnoxious. Like, yeah, okay. Chill. Stephen Forex says, fake people who will use you as convenient stepping stone if they perceive you to have value, at least to them. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand, and it's insane. William Mansfield said, wait, is this working? My thing looks like it's glitching. Can you guys hear me? My screen looks like it's like glitching, so I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, William Mansfield said, Martina, about your comment on people treating people differently. I told a woman I was a doctor at a dance, and suddenly 5 women came and asked me to dance. True story. Wow. Yep, stuff like that. Honestly, it's a lot of the times things I don't even think about, but people often single out people that are of value and hone in on that. Let me see. How total strangers acquire social standing. When new people move into a community bringing letters of introduction to prominent citizens, they arrive with an already made position, which ranks in direct proportion to the standing of those who wrote the introductions. Since, however, no one but persons of position are eligible to letters of importance, there would be no question of acquiring position, which they have, but merely of adding to their acquaintance. So this is a really old-fashioned thing, and they talked about it in previous chapters, and I'm sure it's not the last time they'll mention it, but something about like being presented to society and like letters being written and an announcement being made. So it's kind of like this really old-fashioned way, but I love it. It's kind of like the introductions of like, this is my niece Mila. Mila, these are like my viewers, you know. So it's like, now you guys know who this child is. Now you know, she knows who she's talking to. So it's like you guys can understand the relationship with each other and then form an acquaintance from there. So it's a similar concept when total strangers acquire social standing, is like having someone of importance. And it can happen today too. I mean, in a super formal setting for sure. It's this big grand announcement and have introductions made, but also just in casual society, I guess, you know, it's like you're new in town and you have someone that you know, and they try to give you connections with other people and make, you know, introductions and stuff like that, and you soon start making friends and acquaintances. As said in another chapter, yeah, that's what I mentioned, people of position are people of position the world over, and to all the cities strung around the world, whole globe are like so many chapter houses of brotherhood to which letters of introduction open the doors. Totally true. All around the world, you can have introductions be made that open doors. That's what it's all about. And that's what I tell Jack about New York. It's just like, just wait till you get to New York, because you're going to go out to some event, you're going to meet up with some friend, and they'll introduce you to other people, and they introduce you to other people. And just, that's how you just start moving in society, in New York society. Definitely introductions. However, this is off the subject, which is to advise those who have no position or letters how to acquire the former. It is a long and slow road to travel, particularly long and slow for a man and his wife in a big city. Jack and I... Cat, stop! Can I just please stream? Jesus Christ. It is long and slow road to travel, particularly long and slow for a man and his wife in a big city. In New York, people could live in the same house for generations and not have their next door neighbor know them even by sight. Accurate. Don't know who my neighbors are. But no other city except London is as unaware as that. True, London like New York. When people move to a new city or town, it is usually because of business. The husband at least makes business acquaintances, but the wife is left alone. The only thing for her to do is join the church of her denomination and become interested in some activity, not only as an opening wedge to acquaintanceship and possibly intimate friendship, but as an occupation and respite from loneliness. Her social position is gained usually at snail's pace, nor should she do anything to hurry it. If she is a real person, if she has qualities of mind and heart, if she has charming manners, sooner or later a certain position will come, and in proportion to her eligibility. One of the ladies with whom she works in church, having gradually learned to like her, ask her to her house. Nothing may ever come of this, but another one also inviting her may bring an introduction to a third, who takes a fancy to her. This third lady also invites her where she meets an acquaintance she has already made on one or two of the former occasions, and this acquaintance in turn invites her. By the time she has met the same people several times, they gradually, one by one, offer to go and see her, or ask her to come and see them. One inevitable rule she must not forget, it is fatal to be pushing or presuming. She must remain dignified always, natural and sympathetic when anyone approaches her, but she should not herself approach anyone more than halfway. A smile, the more friendly the better, is never out of place, but after smiling she should pass on, never grin weakly and cling. So that's basically what I said. Yeah, like what I was saying to Jack. Just get into a city, meet people, and then they meet people, and then you get invited to another thing, and then you get invited, and then you just meet people, and then you start knowing people. If she is asked to go to see a lady, it is quite right to do so, but not again until the lady has returned the visit or asked her to her house. And if admitted when making a first visit, she should remember not to stay more than 20 minutes or at most, since it is always wiser to make others sorry to have her leave than to run the risk of having the hostess wonder why her visitor doesn't know enough to go. True. 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 You guys all right? We reloaded the page? Oh my God, Stephen Forex says, I remember one lame TV show years ago, dating one where they pretended a guy was a millionaire and all the contestants were throwing themselves at him. Oh, thank you, William. That's so kind. He said, Martina, you have a kind soul. A person must be kind to have proper etiquette. Kindness is empathy in motion. I love that. Cool. I love that. I love that. Okay, so we have the entrance of an outsider. The outsider enters society by the same path, but it is steeper and longer because there is an outer gate of reputation called "they are not people of any position." Oh my God. I want to repeat this next stream, like, honestly, because this is all so good, and it's at the end of the stream, and there's like 19 people in here, and it's really important stuff that we're talking about. So anyway, the outsider enters society by the same path, but it is steeper and longer because there is an outer gate of reputation called "they are not people of any position," which is difficult to unlatch. Nor is it ever unlatched to those who sit at the gate rattling at the bars or plaintively peering in. The better and the only way, if she has not the key of birth, is through study to make herself eligible. Meanwhile, charitable or civic work will give her interest and occupation, as well as throw her with the ladies of good breeding, by association with whom she cannot fail to acquire some of those qualities of manner before which the gates of society always open. So that's interesting. So charitable, civil work will give her interest and occupation, as well as throw her around people with good breeding and open doors. When position has been established, when her husband belongs to a club, or perhaps she does too. That sounds so fun. I want to belong to a club. And the petri dish of society, that's right. When her husband belongs to a club, or perhaps she does too, and the neighbors are friendly and those of social importance have called on her and asked her to their houses, a newcomer does not have to stand so exactly on the chalk line of ceremony as in returning her first visits and sending out her first invitations. After people have dined with each other several times, it is not at all important to consider whether an invitation is owed or paid several times over. She who is hospitably inclined can ask people half a dozen times to their once if she wants to, and they show their friendliness by coming, nor need visits be paid in alternate order. Once she is really accepted by people, she can be as friendly as she chooses. So basically, like, you get in with high society and you are friendly and equal among them, then you're equal and among them. Like, that's all it is. When Mrs. Oldname calls on Mrs. Stanger the first time, the latter may do nothing but call in return. It would be the height of presumption to invite one of conspicuous prominence until she has first been invited by her. Nor may the strangers ask the Oldnames to dine after being merely invited to a tea. But when Mrs. Oldname asks Mrs. Stranger to a lunch, the latter might then invite the former to dinner, after which, if they accept, the strangers can continue to invite them on occasion. Whether they are invited in return or not, especially if the strangers are continually entertaining and the Oldnames are not, but on no account must these strangers' parties be arranged solely for the benefit of any particular fashionables. The strangers can also invite to a party any children whom their own children know at school, and Mrs. Stranger can quite properly go fetch her own children from a party to which their schoolmate invited them. No money not essential to social position. Bachelors, unless they are very well off, are not expected to give parties, nor, for that matter, are very young couples. All hostesses go on asking single men and young people to their houses without ever occurring to them that any return other than politeness should be made. There are many couples, not necessarily in the youngest set either, who are tremendously popular in society in spite of the fact that they give no parties at all. The Lovejoys, for instance, who are clamored for everywhere, have every attribute except money. With fewer clothes, perhaps, than any fashionable young woman in New York, she can't compete with Mrs. Bobo Gilding or Constance Style for smartness, but as Mrs. Worldly remarked, what would be the use of Celia's Lovejoy's beauty if it depended on continual variation in clothes? The only entertaining the Lovejoys ever do is limited to afternoon tea and occasional Welsh rarebit suppers. But they return every bit of hospitality shown them by helping to make a party go wherever they are. Both are amusing, both are interesting, both do everything well. They can't afford to play cards for money, but they both play a very good game, and the table is delighted to carry them, or they play at the same table against each other. This, by the way, is another illustration of the conduct of gentlemen. If young Lovejoy played for money, he would win undoubtedly in the long run because he plays unusually well. But to use card playing as a means of making money would be contrary to the ethics of gentlemen, just as playing for more than can be afforded turns into gambling. So that's like really lovely. You're talking about these like couples that are friends, and let's say one of them has more money and one of them doesn't. It's not necessary that you have to throw the same amount of parties, invite them to your house for dinner or whatever. You can invite them over for tea or whatever is totally acceptable. And if you're not in the means to throw events or parties or host anyone at your home, you are not required to just because you're invited to other people's parties or events. They are in a position where they can afford to throw parties and events, and they are inviting you because you offer something. You offer good entertainment, good company, they like to have you around and you're interesting, and you offer something of value to them, even if it's not money. So that's really, really important. And that shows also something different than what most people think about etiquette and like high society and being like posh and all that stuff. It's, Jack and I have friends like that as well. We have friends of all sorts of people, and it's really nice to get invited and hang out and play games and have drinks at their house or go to an event or go to the theater or whatever. And it's really nice, and we try to do the best we can to host something, but being invited and offering our, I don't know why it's glitching. Sorry about that, guys. Martina, do you think once vanity vacates a relationship, it takes proper etiquette along with it? What do you mean? I don't really know what you mean by that. Anyway, an elusive point essential to social success. Oh. The sense of whom to invite with whom is one of the most important and elusive points in social knowledge. The possession or lack of it is responsible more than anything else for the social success of women and failure of another. And as it is almost impossible without advice for any stranger anywhere to know which people like or dislike each other, the would-be hostess must either, by means of natural talent or more likely by trained attention, read the signs of liking or prejudice, much as a woodsman reads a message in every broken twig or turned leaf. One who can read expression perceives at a glance the difference between friendliness and polite aloofness. When a lady is unusually silent, strictly impersonal in conversation, and entirely unapproachable, something is not to her liking. That is so true. When I'm in company and I'm like really quiet, I'm probably not very happy. Because I've done that. I've been like very, very quiet and aloof before with people. But when I'm enjoying my company, I'm very actively participating in the conversations. The question is what, or usually whom? The greatest blunder possible would be to ask her what the matter is. The cause of annoyance is probably that she finds someone distasteful, and should not be hard for one whose faculties are not asleep to discover the offender and, if possible, separate them, or at least never ask them together again. Wow. Okay. There we go. Very true. Quiet ladies are unhappy. A true blunder. 'Tis a true blunder to ask what is the matter, dear. Yep. Okay, guys. Not much going on today. Steven, it's really late, I think. Oh, it's not that late, actually. And you're still here. That's good. It's been 2 hours, so... Is that really the cat playing, not Mila? Oh my god. I thought that was Mila playing there and it was a cat. It's the weekend, sod it. Saw it. It's the weekend and it's coronavirus season, so everyone should be in watching the stream. But no, here we are, 19 people in here, and I'm about to go. Yeah, it's already 2 hours. It's time to go.
It wasn't.
It was you.
You guessed it was the cat.
No, because I see a cat.
Yeah, because there's 3 cats.
Yeah, I saw cats around there, and I'm like, jeez. Okay, I'm about to get out of here, so you can say goodbye to people. We'll
do a shout out.
Yep, we can do shout outs.
Yeah.
What do I think of William's point? Let me see.
Wait, can I talk to Jay and Rainbow again later?
Yeah, Jay's like 3 cats. Yeah, because some of them are mine. I have to take my cat back down to the city with me.
To, like, when you leave?
Yeah, I'm taking Comet. You like Comet?
Yeah.
I know, I love him too.
I want to keep him.
Well, I mean, he's gonna live with me. Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm family, so he's not, like, going away forever.
I know. Alright, I have shout outs soon.
Okay, You're not on the screen, though.
So. Alright, I have more shout outs, but I need to see the chat. Who should I give a shout out to? Somebody say something if they want to shout out.
Not say something if they want to shout out.
Do a super chat if you want to get a shout out.
You do have to give Steven a shout out.
Steven and Jay Wilson, you get a shout out. But you do have to do a shoot.
Tim gets a shout out. Thank you so much, Tim. You're a really great new follower of mine. That makes me think of the famous saying, William, familiarity breeds contempt. Yes.
Wait, Jay Wilson, if you shout out, if you do a super chat, I will give you a shout out and be more nicer.
Yeah, Steven, there is another quote that's similar to that. That is, what was it? It was, distance often makes the heart grow fonder, but the, what is it? But like,
You still get a shout out.
but too much,
Jay Wilson.
but too much gives you indigestion. So it's a similar thing of, contempt or indigestion, having
still
like
have
too
it.
much.
Do you have it? Do you have the clue?
Where's Rainbow shout outs?
I gave him one already. Well, Rainbow does get a shout out. And since Jay is broke, I can still give him a shout out.
Jay's like really young. He doesn't have money to give like that.
Well, you still get a shout out anyway. And I have my phone here. It's dead.
And you make fun of my phone?
Yeah.
That looks like my phone.
No, it has a bigger screen.
No, it does not. It's exactly the same. No, right? Am I like...
No, you?
No, they're the same size.
No, they're not.
It's literally the same phone.
I know, but your case makes it look really fat. Your case makes it look really fat. And also, this is made from Apple.
I mean...
Dinah get a shout out. And her soon-to-be-born daughter.
Aww. That's great. Okay, guys.
I can't wait for her to have her new daughter.
I know. That's so nice.
And I can't wait for you to have one, too.
I know.
I'm going to act like she's my sister.
Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna do more etiquette tomorrow.
I'm gonna talk to you, Jay Wilson, and
So
Rainbow.
let's see what we have tomorrow for etiquette. Cards and visiting. So this is like really old fashioned because it's like actual physical cards. Who does snail mail anymore? But I think the concept of it is really valuable and important to understand, like behind the actual like physical card, what it is, the point of it, and how we can like modernize it for today. So I think that's really interesting. So that's going to be cool. Correct names and titles, children cards, special cards, when to use them. Mila, I'm doing something here. When cards are sent, the visit of empty form. When cards must be left, invitations in place of returned visit. Not at home. When a servant at a door says not at home, this phrase is meant that the lady of the house is not at home to take visitors. Oh my God, this is so fun. I know what this is about. They have like a servant answer the door and it's like, oh, the lady's not at home. And it doesn't mean she's literally not home. It means she's not taking visitors right now. I love that. I want someone to answer my door and be like, she's not taking visitors at the moment. I love
Hello,
that.
chat. Maybe when she becomes way more famous and a lot of money, you can come to our house.
The old-fashioned day at home. Oh, the old-fashioned day at home. I love that. Modern card leaving. Questionable act of politeness.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Yay, star.
Oh, Stephen 4X.
Let's see what he donated $5 now. Let's see what it says.
Aw, thank you, Stephen.
Does it say anything?
Hold on. I'll show you. He said, just wanted to search for shout-out gifts. Does the gifts, like, are you gonna, like, have a gift pop up? Or is it my gift of, like, the, like, me dancing? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if the gift thing isn't working. I'm trying. I'm trying my best with this technology here.
Hey. Hey guys, my aunt has nothing. She does not know anything about computers.
I don't know anything about computers.
Yes.
Modern card leaving, a questionable act of politeness. Visits, which everyone must pay. Messages written on cards. Engraved cards announcing engagement. Bad form. When people see their friends. Informal visiting, often arranged by telephone. How a first visit is made. And on opening the door to a visitor. Correct number of cards to leave. When the caller leaves. When the lady of the house is at home. Oh, this is a long chapter. How to enter a drawing room. Ooh, this is so fun. How to sit gracefully. Gonna learn about how to sit gracefully tomorrow?
Oh, great. I'm not going to be there.
What do you mean you're not gonna be there?
I'm going to be in my room not sitting gracefully
You're gonna be in your room not sitting gracefully?
like I am now.
Oh my God.
Dead for it.
Postscripts on visits. In case people don't know what a postscript is, that's what PS is at the bottom of the letter.
What does that mean?
And invalids. An invalid's visit by proxy. Okay, so that's what
You
we'll go
have
over
way
tomorrow.
too many accents.
What?
You have way too many accents for me.
Okay.
What?
The gifts aren't working. They did until tonight. Okay, I'll try to figure that out, Steven. I'm sorry. The only thing I did different, and I was trying not to mess it up, and I was curious if it was going to mess it up, but like I said, I was trying to multi-stream. So I put in a stream key for restream, and it didn't work, so I just did the stream key for YouTube again, and I don't know if I messed anything up, but I'll try to fix it. I'm logged into Streamlabs. Everything should be working, so I don't know why the gifts aren't working. I'm sorry about that. But okay, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.
You actually literally love them?
I love everybody.
I know, but as a friend, right?
Yeah.
Not like I want to marry you. Like
I am married.
I know, not like I want to marry you, love.
Okay, say bye.
Bye bye.
Wait, Mila's gonna say something. Say it again.
Now I fade into darkness.